as we have Tord Reklev on the right and Chris Hoag on the left. Chris starting with a lone Eevee and Tord starting with a Zorua with a Bridget on turn 1. Nice life.
Yeah, he is going to go ahead and start with that Bridget there, and he's going to look out to see what he has, eyeing down some of these Zoruas here.
Yeah, and obviously we're dealing with minor technical difficulties, but in the meantime we'll be keeping you guys up to date as we are seeing a Bridget on turn 1 with a couple of Zoruas. And potentially, geez, what else do you find? Do you find the Oranguru this early?
I think you just go for it immediately. Yeah, if you get it into play, that means that it can't be discarded.
Yeah, that's actually true
from Chris. So, and you're not worried about him targeting it down. You just ace roll it back up, maybe use a max potion. He's got 2 max potion in his deck, so Tord definitely is prepared for a matchup like this.
Of course, you want to, be prepared for the Sylveon matchup at Internationals. And he's actually only going for double Zorua for now.
Yeah, nobody wants to get cheesed. That's for sure.
All right, double Zorua being found with Bridget. And, I mean, obviously the ideal start, anytime you start with Bridget, you're a happy man. But Chris has got to be... Well, he doesn't have the news yet about the Oranguru unless he's... actually, that was... As everything I was about to say goes out the window.
Yeah, Chris sits back in his chair a little bit and says, oh, boy, I'm going to have to work.
Did you see the immediate reaction from Chris there? As, yeah, of course, you're going to slump in your chair if you're Chris. Your game, the game plan out the window. Got to figure something out from here on out.
Yep, now for Chris, the only thing that he needs to get done here is to have a Fairy Energy. He does have that in his hand, so he will be able to get turn 1 Sylveon, start using Magical Ribbon, and get a bunch of cards that he needs. Just has to identify which are the best cards for him here.
Nest Ball, and then turn 1 Sylveon, never a bad thing, but what's he going to be able to find? I mean, what cards are relevant in this specific spot? Do you go for the double colorless energy to start, being aggressive? Honestly, that's not the worst strategy we've ever seen. Oranguru just kind of changes everything up against you.
Yeah, and that's one way to go about this. If you get a little bit aggressive there. He does have the Kukui. Okay, so he's got ways to knock out the Oranguru. That definitely throws a wrench into this a little bit.
I mean, yeah, Tord is going to have to rely on things like double puzzle at time to bring the Oranguru back. It does mess with him a little bit, but Tord has options. Tord has ways out of this. And we saw the Magical Ribbon. What do you find exactly? I think he found a double colorless energy with...
Hey, I saw the double colorless and the Kukui. Didn't see the last card. But we see Tord now. He's going to put the pressure on. Tord's deck is much more aggressive, and as soon as he starts attacking, that puts Chris on the defensive. He has to start using max potions and reattaching that basic energy for the turn, and that doesn't give him the opportunity to start using attacks like Fairy Wind. He's going to have to continue to Magical Ribbon and find some disruption cards.
Okay, well, Zorark doing what Zorark does best as we see 2 Zorarks hit the field right away. Could potentially see a third one, but Tord's hand's pretty nice. I mean, well, all things considered, it's got the double puzzle of time, which you kind of don't want to play this early on, but at the same time, if it finds you a third Zorark, how much can you complain?
I mean,
especially if you can just kind of resource manage.
I was about to say, you got resource management. That's pretty sweet. He's going to get full use out of those puzzles, and Bridget's just a card he can throw away again, so he doesn't really mind that.
And an N here from Tord, of course. Always the wrench in Sylveon's Magical Ribbon plan.
Yep, Chris is not able to hold on to that double colorless energy or the Kukui, and if Tord's able to find energy floatstone, then he's able to use resource management, get those puzzles back into his deck before anything wacky happens. Also could just go super aggressive right now, and when Chris is on the back foot, that's not where he wants to be. He's going to have to keep using those cards to stay alive instead of put on some pressure.
Resource management from turn 2, that's definitely not what Sylveon's prepared for.
No, if they get all their cards back, you're in trouble.
Oh, man. All right, well, looks like Evo Soda gets discarded to a trade, and another one does as well.
Finds the other Zorark that he's not allowed to play yet.
He doesn't seem to have any type of aggression outside of the double colorless energy, which I guess is all the aggression you're going to need.
Actually, he's got that Lele there, so going to go ahead and grab I think he just wants to grab cards he doesn't want to see again. He's just
Right.
going to trade through his deck until he's got the cards that he wants to resource management. Just has to make sure that he doesn't get handiworked. You don't want to lose just because you had 4 cards left in deck and then lose everything.
Oh, the dreaded double heads. All right, he does find a Bridget with that Tapu Lele, of course. Just going to be traded away. Trade number 3 as the pips on the die signal that he is out of trades for this turn.
And does have that double colorless energy, is going to use Parallel City.
Parallel City at its worst against the Quad Eevee deck.
Yeah, but definitely one way to get a card out of your deck. He doesn't really ever want to see it again. Chris does have a lot of these decks do play Delinquent as a way to punish that play, but Chris actually does not have that in his Sylveon list. He doesn't have a way to discard cards from the hand like that. Oh, Fairy Drop.
All right. I'm digging the Fairy Drop.
Some dumbbells. It is definitely a party over here for Sylveon.
Okay, well, Sylveon still has a shot to go aggressive if it truly wants to.
I don't think this is very aggressive. there's a bunch of pretty ribbons and all right.
Man.
Well, that did not work out. He had the team Skull Grunt that lets you look and discard up to 2 energies from your opponent's hand. Did not have any in there, so.
But if he would have,
that'd have been sweet.
He went for the Hail Mary there, did Chris, and hard to blame him, honestly. His hand wasn't exactly loaded with options. Oh man, now what do you do? Do you just go on the max potion plan?
You grab, if he doesn't have energy, he grabs Letter, and then he needs to find a way to remove this energy, probably Enhanced Hammer, and then he needs to stay alive, so max potion. Yep.
Okay. Well, at least the game plan for the next turn's set out, but what's the long-term game plan here of your Chris?
Discard all their puzzles on it and knock out the Oranguru.
It could realistically be, and I hate to say it this early, but it could realistically be something as simple as, like, if I don't see the game going my way in the next 5 or so minutes, kind of scoop it up so that I can potentially win a game 2.
Yeah, you just hope that he prizes the Oranguru, then you can run him out of resources.
Exactly, because you have to keep that in mind that it's not like Chris wins in 5-10 minutes like pretty much every other deck in the format can. Chris's deck is going to need a good half hour to win a match, to win a game.
Yeah.
So every minute's going to count here if you're Chris. If you don't feel like you can win game 1 this early on, then you're definitely going to want to try to see if you can win game 2 and get a draw out of this. But it's still way too early for that. Chris still definitely has a shot at this game. It's just something he's going to want to keep in mind because he does not win games very fast.
Yep. Tor's just going to keep throwing those pips around.
Oh, man. Like I said, this is Tor's world. We're just living in it. Unbelievable. Quad Zoroark on turn 3.
Yep. It's going to just keep drawing cards over and over again. Just get rid of the cards you never want to see again so that when you are using resource management, you're just drawing into all the good stuff.
How fun must it be to be 5-0-1, have Quad Zoroark out and play, have a resource management against Sylveon in play.
Yeah. This is pretty sweet.
It's what every Pokemon player dreams of when they're thinking about the international championships. And just as simple ride as beating here by Zoroark.
Yep, it's gonna put the Sylveon up to 150 damage on it, so it's still got a lot of HP now because of the max potion. And Chris just needs to have energy and continue to find cards. He did not find any way to remove that energy, though, so this is a wasted turn. He's just going to have to use Magical Ribbon and take another hit. And it seems like he has infinite max potions, but I tell you what, they run out. And when they do run out, it's not pretty.
Yeah, it did not take me very long to figure that one out as my very first game was Sylveon playtesting. I ran out of max potions about halfway through the game, and I was trying to figure out frantically how to plan B it. It turns out plan B is nowhere near as good as plan A.
Plan B is do 110 damage and hope it's enough.
Nowhere near as good as plan A, I'll tell you that.
Well, now on Tord's side, he's like, what do I do? I've already traded enough. I don't want to really go through my deck anymore. He can just continue to do that and hold on to the energies. He's in a weird spot where you don't want to play the energies. You've already seen the team Skull Grunt, so if you see the energies, you don't want to hold on to too many of them. So maybe it's about the time where you start to slow down on your trades.
Well,
it can get weird.
Tor disagrees. Pip number 2.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
now we have more puzzle of times. I mean, we have it all. What card can he possibly need at this point?
I mean, he's just searching through. I think he just wants to find more energy and just have one backup energy so that Oranguru can get ready to go. Once Chris figures it out, because Chris eventually is going to get there. He's going to find the disruption cards along with a way to put a little bit of pressure on. And then it's up to Tord to resource management, put the energies back in his deck, and continue to do what Zoric does best.
Right. I mean, it feels like I've been waiting all day to say this. Tord's got an embarrassment of riches.
There we go.
An embarrassment of riches indeed. As
quite literally too.
He's got it all, man. I cannot believe that Tord could be digging for anything else in particular at this point, as he just discards his double colors, knowing that it's quickly going to be coming back.
Look at that. The moment that he found the rescue stretcher is the turn that he goes in with the Oranguru. He's ready for the Kukui. He knows that if Kukui DCE does happen, if that's what Chris was setting up, go ahead, knock it out. I'll just get it right back, put it into play. If you want to try to go Kukui 6 times, good for you.
It's impressive if you play around Kukui.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all that included in every Sylveon deck. You don't see it very often, but
right.
It is there. It's a thing. We've seen Sylveon players mix it up all sorts of ways, adding in a 1/0/1 Gardevoir line so that they had an attacker to work against this Oranguru. Instead, going with the Kukui is a little easier of a route, but you gotta have time to set it up.
Enhanced Hammer here from Chris is going to be pretty nice against Tord here, except for the fact that, I mean, of course, Tord does have another double colorless in his hand, but still, it's a good start. If you can keep doing this and eventually, potentially, just stick Tord in an unlikely but still terrible position where he doesn't have a double colorless in his hand, you could start to get something going.
Yep, now Tord just looking over at cards that he doesn't want to see anymore. Actually has Delinquent Parallel City if he wants to do that. Depends on how many cards Chris has in his hand, but he might be able to immediately disrupt that magical ribbon if Chris isn't holding on to too much.
Indeed. Now, actually, I guess Tord doesn't have the double colorless energy.
Yep, he's still looking through. Got 2 more trades and a supporter for the turn. Just shuffled in a bunch of energy cards too.
Right.
You think his hands get tired looking through all those cards in his hand? It's got to be difficult on the thumbs.
Oh, man, I wouldn't know. All right, Delinquent does get played. Now it's Chris's turn to think. What 3 cards are the least important ones?
Yep.
Chooses to get rid of Fairy Energy, as well as a couple of other cards. Keeps the Professor's Letters in hand, though.
Yep. Now, Tord, he has the option to continue to do that. He has the double colorless in his discard pile, so he can go ahead and grab that with his Puzzles of Time. Puzzle of Time will be able to shuffle back in with resource management, and if he just wants to, he could even just go parallel Delinquent Chain if he wanted to win that way. There's so many different ways that he could take this if he wanted to.
Man, that's just not fair.
Tord's world.
I mean, Delinquent doesn't seem that bad, but and it's fun too.
Yeah.
Just basically shuffle cards in. Make sure that I do not get decked. Make sure I don't screw up, and the rest of my deck is just going to be perfect.
Yep. Here comes the DCE.
Uh-oh.
Pretty sure that means Kukui's coming down too.
Kukui, here we go.
Tord nods his head, a little approval. He says, yeah, I was ready. But that's sweet.
The problem is there's no multiple Kukuis, right? Like, this is it for Sylveon.
Yeah, he has 2 PAL pads. He's got his Puzzle of Time, so I mean, he has to do a lot of work, especially if the DCE goes away.
Right.
Because that's when it gets really hard, when you have to go 3 energies 110.
So here's the thing is, like, you pal pad, but then you have to find the Kukui.
You have to ribbon and go find it. And there's the hammer.
Oh, man.
So the DCE is gone. So puzzles is the only way to get that back. I feel like I'm talking 1,000 miles a minute. Just going. But he's got 2 puzzles in his discard pile, too. So that makes the DCE even harder to get.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
Oh, man. Oranguru, one more time. Loud as you can.
Resource management. That wasn't as loud as I can. I can go higher.
How does it go? Oh, man. All right. Resource management one more time. Here we go.
I'm going to use this N. Disrupts Chris's hand. Can still get a few more cards if he finds stuff he doesn't want to see, like weakness policy.
All right, double colorless coming back, as well as, of course, rescue stretcher. Let's make sure that Oranguru does not leave forever.
Yep, and Chris just gives the thumbs up. Yeah. All right.
Jeez.
Thanks a lot. You couldn't prize it just once for me.
Okay, well, now what do you do, Chris?
I think he is supposed to attach to the bench and then start to find more disruption cards. He's got the grunt, so he can go ahead and do that as his supporter for the turn. Looks like he's going to go with the active. If he goes double puzzle, he has the option to knock out the Oranguru potentially next turn if there's no disruption. But if Tord just decides to turn up the heat, he could start getting some damage onto that. And when you have multiple energy on a Sylveon and it takes damage, then it gets a lot worse. You're wasting your energy drops for the turns. Acerola just means that you just wasted all your energy attachments. And Max Potion means you lose those energies.
Oh, man. All right, well, Magical Ribbon. Finds another double colorless energy, sure. And again, sure. Oh, geez. Chris, what do you do here, buddy?
Well, you don't get to keep your Magical Ribbon cards. That's what happens.
All right. Chris is going to be drawing 6 new cards. 5 new cards. Jeez.
Yep. He earned that prize card, okay? And he does have that 1 puzzle in hand. Would really like 2, but, I mean, you take what you can get.
Tord still trading away.
Doesn't need those policies.
I mean, he's got to be out of bad cards in his deck by this point.
Right?
Those weakness policies had to be 2 of the last cards that he didn't want to ever see again.
Yeah.
Now it looks like he is bringing back the delinquent chain. Oh, I'm digging it now.
Yeah, here we go. This is a great way to just make this game go faster. If Chris is throwing away the resources that he wants, then he pretty much has nothing left to fight with. And we see the 3 energy attachments, Sylveon. And the supporter for the turn was not Kukui. That means that Oranguru is going to survive this Fairy Wind. He might not even attack with Fairy Wind. He might just go Magical Ribbon because it's not worth it. Tord could just go Acerola. But he's going to take his chances. Just hope that Tord doesn't have Acerola or Max Potion, which he has 2 of in his list. There's a lot of ways that Tord gets out of this.
Now, the thing is, maybe Max Potion, well, there.
Maybe it's right there. Doesn't have an energy card yet. Does have double puzzle. Feel like I've seen this movie before, but I would watch it again and again.
Okay, finds and then double colorless energy.
Yep.
And double colorless does get attached. We do see a double colorless energy get played, and now I believe he's trading away an enhanced hammer.
Yep. Doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Got counter catcher. That means
somehow he's behind on prizes in this matchup.
How are you losing? And he's just going to continue to get these resources back. I really love the pace that Tord's playing at right now. He understands you still have to play quickly because 50 minutes, it goes by really fast when both players are doing this over and over again.
Okay, well, and Chris is definitely sticking to the game plan of playing this game out. So Chris must be seeing something I don't see.
Yeah,
Team Flare Grunt, like, for the 3rd consecutive turn.
With a total of 1 energy in the discard pile. And Magical Ribbon, he's going to go get the other puzzle piece, it looks like. Try to have an answer to this Oranguru.
I mean, if you can get a double colorless energy next turn too. Oh, geez.
This is fun and interactive stuff right here. Tord is just going to take away the magical ribbon for what seems like the 4th or 5th time now. That doesn't seem possible, but everything's possible with resource management.
I mean, that's the piece de resistance, from
oh yeah,
from Tord here. He's built this beautiful deck, or this beautiful. Well, by beautiful deck, I mean specifically in this game, his 15, 20 card deck is exactly what he needs. He's just never going to be in a position where he's drawing.
Did you see what he drew?
I'm assuming
he drew Parallel City, double colorless, double puzzle. Like, his deck is just amazing cards. That's all he has left. He's going to do this every single turn too. He can just have this loop going. And he is having a great time here at the North American International Championships.
All right. Well, now, Chris, what do you do, buddy?
How many times have we asked that question?
I'm asking it because I really have no idea what you do here.
Actually, teach us, Chris. We want to know. Oh, Plumeria. That's another way to get rid of an energy.
Now you're down to a 3-card hand. Remember, the delinquent chain does exist.
So Magical Ribbon could bring him back up to 6, but then he goes right back down to 3. Tord also has the option to just keep doing that end thing that he likes doing. You never get to hold on to the cards. You're never going to get to do what you want.
I mean, if you delinquent chain something like 8 times in a row,
that's the deck. And I think Tord definitely recognizes that. He's got a great understanding of time. He's been through 20 minutes, but he's in a dominant spot here. Doesn't have to worry about anything, and he's never going to play his deck below an amount where he could get handiworked. He's just too good a player for that.
Trades away the Field Blower, trades away an Ultra Ball. Chorus cards you don't want to be seeing here.
Here we go.
Parallel City, Delinquent, down to a 3-card hand. Do you hold on to the 3 cards you found?
Chris goes, oh. Well, we don't need an N. We don't need a max potion. We actually need all of these cards, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, we do need these cards. We just need them slightly less than we need the other 3.
Right.
Oh, man. He's holding on to double puzzle at a time, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the knockout this turn, but Tord will just bring a Rangaroo right back.
There are some positives coming out of Chris's strategy.
Prize cards. I like prize cards.
Yeah, only 4 more of those after he gets this next one, and game win.
Kukui 6 times.
All right, there's a double puzzle at a time and a Parallel City being brought back to the bottom of Tord's deck as he finishes his turn with a resource management, and right away, Chris plays double puzzle at a time, finds double colors and Kukui, of course. There's the knockout that we're expecting. It's really the only strategy he's got that can work.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. He plays this
double Crushing Hammer, by the way, on the Kukui. Literally the 2 worst cards you can find right now.
Yeah, there's no energies in play. Tord always just draws more energy because that's all his deck is right now. It's good cards.
And now brings Chris down to 4 cards.
Yeah, I mean, every prize that Chris is taking, he's going lower and lower with this N, which means that any turn that Chris is not using Magical Ribbon, Delinquent is a huge problem for him.
All right, Tord finds 6 cards. I think he shuffled a Enhanced Hammer back into his deck through one of the resource managements. So definitely looking forward to seeing that card of your Tord.
Yep, found DCE. Still looking for Mr. Monkey.
There's the Rescue Stretcher, so he finds it.
Where are you? Come on back. You're not done.
So, I mean, you're not afraid of the Kukui yet, but trades away.
Oh, Enhanced Hammer.
There it is.
Slaps
That's exactly what you needed to find.
Yep. And he can just go and get everything right back. Says a Rangaroo will never leave. I've got a Rescue Stretcher. He's always going to have an Energy DC and N. I dare you to Magical Ribbon.
Oh, man. Now, I mean, here's the Crushing Hammer. Need to get heads. He does.
Yeah.
There's, only 3 DCs left in the deck.
Oh, did I not do that? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. And, yeah, he's on the manual attach plan for this Sylveon, too.
Yeah, this is where it gets dangerous. So Tord can either continue with the Delinquent strategy. Well, Lucamini can start to bring back some of the supporters. So more ways than just the POW pads. And looks like he has to make the decision of if he's just going to try to run Tord out of resources or if he's going to continue that Kukui strat. But when Chris rather gets all these energies into play, as soon as damage starts to get onto the Sylveons, that's where it gets really risky. When you lose all those energies from play, you're not going to get them back. There's no way to get these energies back into play, and that's when Chris loses the game.
Okay. Delinquent. Yeah, I mean, he's got, I believe, a 5-card hand right now. Does Chris?
Currently. Well, he did just Magical Ribbon, so he got a few more cards in there. He's got a nice little stack, but somewhere between 5 and 8, I feel comfortable saying. That's fair,
Way
right?
To go out on a limb.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Double puzzle at a time. Oh, geez. That's like the 3rd time we've seen that, maybe 4th.
Yeah, you don't get to keep cards around here. Hey, 7 or 8 or something. Yeah, 7.
He was at 7, yeah. All right. So what's he going to be holding on to? He's going to be holding on to a Flare Grunt, it seems.
He's just going to throw away these max potions. He thinks that Tord's just going to use Oranguru the whole time and never attack. And Tord does have the option to get aggressive if he wants.
Oh, man. Okay, well.
Okay.
3 cards.
Double puzzle. Just going to keep on doing it.
Maybe a Stadium? Delinquent. Same thing.
Yep, they all keep the chain going. Nice healthy deck size, so doesn't have to worry about any shenanigans.
So it looks like Chris could be going down to 3 prizes here.
I don't. Did he? He didn't grab Kukui off the Lusamine, did he?
Why not?
I don't think he did. I think he went with aggressive cards. Yeah, with the disruption cards rather. Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay, so went with the. Oh boy.
Oh. Okay.
those are 2 cards that you don't want to see go away. But that resource management attack's pretty good.
As cool as that was.
Yep. That was the best possible option with the 1 heads, and it still is just a blimp on the radar.
Tord's deck is a little bit on the thin side, but, well, resource management.
Yep, Chris did not get an attack off that turn, so didn't get to put any pressure on the Oranguru. That was the real thing that was missing from this, is you have to put on pressure on the same turn that he needs to use resource management when you do an attack like Handiwork. And Chris is left to try to do that again. The problem is he only has a certain amount of times he can do this. Tord can do this forever.
Well, there's another resource management turn from Tord, once again taking a very quick turn. And Chris, once again, Handiwork, 1 head so far. Does he get to double heads here? Nope. Just 1, double colors, and Rescue Stretcher hit the discard pile. Now he is going to be putting some pressure on Tord here.
Yeah, this is what he needs to do. He needs to do damage on the same turn. He's got that going on.
How many cards are in Tord's deck? Something like
7,
between 5 and 15.
5 and 15 sounds fair. I like that. No, that could definitely be up to 10 cards. It's just not a good view for us on there. Acerola.
Okay.
He's right back where he needs to be.
Well, resource management. Tord's nothing if not consistent here. Wow. He's like, well, what do I need out of him?
Yeah,
I guess.
all these are good.
I
That's
guess
fine.
I could use Max Potion.
Yep. And I mean, this is why the speed that Tord's been playing at is important. 20 minutes left. It still doesn't really have a clear-cut way to win the game. We know that he could win the game by just removing all the cards out of Chris's deck, but that takes so long. So the fact that he has that delinquent strategy and knows that he will be able to remove a lot of cards is good. He just needs to keep going at a nice pace. And Chris has to take this time to recharge, get the handiworks going again.
Magical Ribbon here from Chris. And Tord, I believe, yep, sure enough, has the end.
Yep. Go ahead and play that down. Doesn't need to play any other cards in his hands. His deck is exactly what he wants it to be. Just keep getting those resources back.
Yeah, he literally doesn't need anything. He just wants to keep the delinquent chain started back up.
Double puzzle drawn. That's usually a shocking sight. It's just classic Tord business now.
Oh man, delinquent does get drawn here by Tord. Obviously, already played an N.
Yep. And now just gets to shuffle in a few good cards. It's gonna just grab the max potion. Blower is a way to make sure that the dumbbells don't get you if Tord decides to go aggressive in the next few turns. Of course, he hits for 100 damage because of resistance. So if he's going to attack twice into the Sylveons, dumbbells is one way to get through that. So just thinking a little bit ahead there if he does have to go aggressive in the next few turns.
Player Grunt discards Tord's double colorless energy. He does have one in hand though.
But I mean, Chris runs out of options with this. He could try to have a Lucamine chain going, but it gets difficult.
As the play-by-play caster, I feel like my my job's getting kind of repetitive in this game. Double colorless energy by Tord, and he does play an N. Shuffles both players' hands in, and Chris does draw 4 while Tord gets to draw a full 6. There we go.
Yeah,
my job's taken care of. You take it away, Kyle.
Yeah, just write down your little script and just read it every 3 minutes. I'll wake you up in between turns. No, this is I mean, from a strategy standpoint, we're at a standstill too, buddy. You can only do this so often. Tord is going to continue to just get these cards back into his deck, and he's really just waiting for the turn for where he goes off. He can the turn where there's damage and he goes Acerola pickup and attack is something that he can look forward to. The turn where his energy is not removed, he can stop doing this. He really just picks his spot, and right now, he knows how much time he has left. Chris is going to be using that Lucamine, grabbing a few more disruption cards. Tord's going to pay attention to all this and just try to get rid of the deck as fast as he can.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Same. Oh, man. Okay, so Tord's not quite at the spot where he's able to bring back resource management things like Guzma yet. He did still have a stadium to get back in, but, I mean, he's basically there, right? Like, his deck is so well-oiled at this point that he's just bringing back cards that he just flat-out does not need.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. We see the deck get spread a little bit. It looks like it's about 8 to 10 cards, give or take.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Wow,
He's going to go with the profound knowledge now.
Yes. Respect. 60 damage and confused.
Yeah, the turn that you don't remove the energy and you don't put damage on the Oranguru is the turn that he chooses to get aggressive. And I fully respect that decision.
Crushing hammer.
If you aren't going to do anything to me, then I'm going to continue to do this. And yeah, this is great. You can remove some cards off the deck, but resource management's still there.
There we go, actually, though. That's 4 cards down. We're down to 4 and Tord's deck.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty big deal, Kyle.
Have you heard of a card called N? It's pretty sweet.
Look, man.
I'm just saying. Tord does not have to sweat when this happens. He can use resource management, shuffle these cards back into his deck after using an N. So all the cards that are in his hand can go back to his deck, and he'll be in a fine deck spot.
Way to poop the party.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Okay, well.
I'll turn my brain off for the remainder of this time.
Oh, man. Okay, so looks like Chris just passed the turn, right? He chose not to.
Oh, I love this. He thought ahead and put all the Lele's on the bottom. That's an easy way to get your deck size right back up, is using the rescue stretcher.
Sure, that's true.
And now he's just got 3 Lele's to throw away with trade later when his deck size is more comfortable.
Now, I mean, are you going to go back to the resource management plan? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Yep. Delinquent, though, off a double puzzle at a time.
No, I think definitely you go back to the resource management plan here now. You want to have the puzzles available to you, and this 60 damage isn't terribly relevant. So he's already got Chris in a spot where he needs to retreat if he wants to find cards he wants, and that's not something Chris can ever do. He doesn't want to. He also doesn't want to Acerola, because if you put pressure on the only Sylveon that he has in play, and he has to bench Eevee, then Guzma's going to take that out, and he's still only going to have 1 Sylveon the remainder of the game.
Right. I mean, I should have specified. I guess I meant, well, he's not going to resource management yet. First, he's going to.
Gotcha. Stealing your thunder.
But regardless, at the same time, Chris is trying to find ways to get back into this game. He's still got the disruption plan to go with, but geez. Yeah, geez. You said it yourself, though, like about 10 turns ago, which is about 7 minutes ago. He can only do this so many times, right? Like, he does have a limited amount of resources for this stuff.
Chris, yes.
Yes, while
Tord never.
Tord clearly doesn't.
Yeah. Tord does whatever he wants.
Tord time, baby.
Yep. So here is the 110 damage. Tord can just pick himself up with Acerola. And
yeah, and we saw that he shuffled 2 max potions back into his deck at one point in the game, and there's Acerola off double puzzle at time. Jeez.
There's the speed, man.
Whoa.
I love when he does this.
Whoa.
He knows exactly what he needs to get done. He's going to do it as fast as he can. Get the cards right back. Chris is very limited in the amount of stuff he has with hand size and deck size, maybe all total, maybe at 15.
I think I just got whiplash. Jeez. Oh, man. That was fast. Tord definitely knows exactly what he's got to do, and he's taking as little time as possible to do it. While Chris, I mean, you can't blame the guy.
Oh,
he's
there.
trying to find a spot where he can
That
come
double
back.
tails is actually pretty big. And Chris understands that. He knows there's no way.
Oh, man. Well, no way with 13 and a half minutes to go. Is there a way for game 2 to finish in Chris's favor?
I actually don't know if I agree with the scoop, because
Right.
I feel like Chris should have been playing for a tie, right? Especially at their match records, 5-0-1.
Right.
If you tie against Tord, you take that 5-0-2, and that just means you need to win round 8 and then ID round 9.
Right.
So now he has to win a game against Tord in this matchup
With 13 minutes to
with
go.
13 minutes, and you're Sylveon. That's scary. So
Yeah.
I understand that he was in a difficult spot, but I think you just need to make Tord play that fast over and over and over, make him win it.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong.
We were getting close to that spot, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, Tord was definitely going to be winning in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And Tord was very, very likely to win that game if they play that 1,000 times. Tord's probably winning that 900 and some odd times. But yeah, I mean, still, like, the fact that you only have 13 minutes left and you're Sylveon just means that you're probably not winning this game outside of just unnatural resources or unnatural situations where you get a turn 2 attacking Sylveon and your opponent just kind of draws dead, which can happen, but it is unlikely, especially against the most consistent deck in the game.
Yep. And with that Oranguru card, he can just play every card he wants over and over and over again. It's going to be pretty important to see if it's in the prize cards here for game 2. Chris Hoag definitely needs something like that to happen. He's going to need some sort of puzzles, Acerola, Oranguru, some sort of combination of cards in the discard pile, or in the prize cards rather, or he's going to need Tord to just draw really bad, and Tord doesn't do that.
Well, I got to tell you, Tord's definitely got to be grateful that he doesn't have to play as fast as he was playing for these next 13 minutes. Otherwise, I mean, just about any other human being on the planet would be just exhausted, both physically and mentally, after so much shuffling and tossing cards around left and right.
Hey, I mean, if that's what you got to do for 3 match points, that's what we got to do.
All right, Tord and Chris shuffling up for game 2. Chris Hoag over here on the left, down a game against Tord Reklev, the most decorated international champion in the history of the game. Well, in the international championship short history, but Chris, no slouch himself, trying to come up with a draw here out of nowhere. But it's gonna be difficult here for Chris. The matchup advantage just goes firmly in Tord's favor here.
I thought we were going to lose 5 minutes to Chris trying to find a Pokemon, and it was Tord that didn't have a basic. When you only have 4 Eevee, you'd think it'd be pretty difficult for him to find one, but no, he found one immediately. He's got the fairy energy in his hand, so it looks like he's ready to go. It's just now it's up to Tord, who's pretty content with taking his time.
Oh yeah, I mean, can't really blame the guy. He's definitely in good shape right now to win this game. To win this match anyways. And the truth is, you give these guys another hour, and Tord's a heavy favorite to win anyways.
All right, so we will see what prize cards Chris has for us.
Chris.
Double flare grounds, 1 puzzle. Okay, workable.
Tord. Did we see Tord's prizes?
Tord doesn't get prizes. Double hammer, delinquent puzzle. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that can definitely mess up his game plan a little bit. I believe it is just the one delinquent. Yep. So
Turn 1
Tord
Sylveon.
might not be doing that.
The beauty of Eevee. Turn 1 Sylveon here. Just 200 HP. You know, no big deal on turn 1.
Yeah, get through that. And obviously, Chris is going to look through, see if that double colorless energy is in his deck. He only plays one, and it is in there, so makes him feel a little more comfortable. And he's going to be looking to find that as fast as he can because he needs to start attacking now.
All right. Simple turn here out of Chris. 9 minutes remaining with a few seconds to spare. Tord now.
Not as
looking at his
simple a
options.
turn.
Yeah, Tord's looking at his options. He's got plenty of cards available to him.
I like this idea. He's thinking about using Team Flare Grunt right now because there's no way that Chris knocks him out this turn.
Right.
He can't. You can't. You could use Magical Ribbon, but he doesn't have to worry. So he's got guaranteed Zoroark right now. It's pretty
He had the
brilliant.
Ultra Ball in hand, right?
I think he has the Zoroark in hand. Well, it's going to lose that double colorless, but yeah, I think out of those shiny cards, something was Zoroark, right?
You know, I was too busy looking at the double colors to actually look at his hand. But we do see a Magical Ribbon here from Chris.
Now that worked out pretty well for Tord. He's going to be able to play down his Zoroark.
Yeah, we definitely do see a Zoroark here in Tord's hand. And good luck knocking that out.
Yeah, he's big. And Sylveon does not put on very much pressure.
Well,
3 for 110 used to be good. Maybe.
back in my day.
Darkrai was 90-30. That was pretty good. This should be all right, right?
Oh, man. 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Magical Ribbon does
Oh, wow.
end the turn here for Chris. Oh,
Ta-da.
okay, well. Big Papa coming into play.
Yep.
And, yeah, I guess Big Papa's evil brother, Zoroark. Kuzma gets traded away.
There's no way they're related. It just can't be true.
Are you calling me out?
I just don't believe it.
All right, they're like distant cousins.
There we go. That's fine. That's fine.
Zoroark's like the black sheep in the family.
There we go. That's okay.
Guy you forget about.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
So Sycamore draws 7 cards here for Tord. Now, obviously, no imminent danger, but still, no real game plan for winning so far out of Tord, though he doesn't really need it, as there's only 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here for Chris to come out with a win.
Yep.
Like if I'm Chris, I'm pulling a Tord here, and I'm giving myself whiplash to try to play this turn out as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Maybe just going for a 110 pass immediately. I mean, truth be told, that's got to be a better strategy than taking, over a minute to end your turn.
Yeah, I think the energy attachment should be to the active. He just needs to start going, start attacking. Hope that Tord just prized all his double colorless energy, or that the one you threw away was really important to the matchup. Because
Whatever you do, you got to do it fast, though.
if you attach here, that means that you're contingent on that double colorless energy as your way to get the damage into play. And Tord plays 3 enhanced hammer and multiple ways to remove energy. So that can be scary.
Couldn't agree more, but Chris is going to be going with another Magical Ribbon here. Once again, I mean, honestly, you got to believe that Chris has got to be going a little bit faster than he's going right now if he wants to get a win.
He's trying. He's doing everything that he's got, but Tord can slow play this hand and be completely comfortable. He can bridge it next turn and feel fine.
Yeah, there is that too, right? Now, there's 6 minutes remaining, 5.5 actually, and once again, Tord just evolves into a Zoroark GX here. Oh boy. Yep, trade. We've seen this before.
A double counter catcher. Maybe not what he's looking for right now. So don't need that one. I really think he is just looking for something to do. It just doesn't matter what, as long as he draws into cards like
a Bridget would be cool right now, right?
Yeah, it'd be fine. He'd be able to continue to trade and be in a good spot. Tapu Lele, he could even just do that now if he wanted to.
Sure.
Get a few more cards. And he just wants to find double colorless to put on a little pressure and max potion so that he can continue to use these trades.
Trade away as many cards from your deck as you can. The poor ones anyway, the ones you definitely don't want to see. We've seen this game plan work for Tord in game one, and we're seeing it slowly start to work here for him again. But there's only 4.5 minutes remaining, and Chris really has to come up with a win out of nowhere.
Well, it's not too much out of nowhere. He's been setting it up with that magical ribbon, but the strategy's not very good.
Tord won't see it coming, I tell you.
Double colorless energy.
You play that? Okay, so now Tord is definitely going to keep the trade chain going, but at the same time, Chris, I mean, if Chris can just play a double colorless energy and attack immediately, then that's about as good as a turn as he can hope for. Take a couple of seconds there, but Tord just goose-meing, starts the resource management chain.
Here we go. He is just going to go and get whatever he needs. Right now, it's probably some puzzles and some energies.
And
those are good cards.
All right, bottom of the deck they go. Ends his turn. All right, has double colorless energy in hand. Does he have a Kukui?
I don't think he has it. He didn't go searching for it.
Yeah, he would have played it
because
right
he was
away
expecting to be fighting against Zoroarks, so he wasn't thinking about the Oranguru just yet. He has his GX attack available. I don't know if we're going to see Plea just yet.
No, but I would like to see him attack. He is taking his time trying to figure out what he can do. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Attack. There it is. Okay, he does deal 110 damage. Oranguru now. Only 10 HP remaining, but at the same time, it's done its work. It's done what it needs to do, and now if it comes back later in the game through a rescue stretcher or something like that, then that's going to be fine. But in the meantime, let's trade away some cards. Let's get rid of cards that we never want to see again. There goes a Field Blower. I would like to see another Zorua come into play.
Yep. Mallow is going to be amazing for him. He's going to be able to find Max Potion and an Energy if he doesn't already have those cards. Just go grab those, then trade, and start using resource management. Get these cards right back in the deck. Chris is going to have Kukui to ever answer this, and we've seen this before.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's looking more and more grim here for Chris, but when there's a will, there's a way, right? Prince taught me that.
Can I disagree? I don't know how far the will's going to get you.
Okay, well, Mallow does find these 2 cards that go to the top of the deck. Now we will see a trade here. The second trade, Bridget goes away, and
he rips
Max
it.
Potion. Nope, well, there it is.
And,
no damage on Oranguru now. And I think he's got double puzzle at the time. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he's going to get to play these right now. Go grab Mallow and something that he wants. Hammer's nice. He's going to be able to remove that double colorless. The only one that Chris has in his deck. And then resource management is going to go grab the double puzzle and whatever Tord feels like grabbing.
Yeah, another double colorless. Why not? Let's make sure I don't run out of these bad boys.
Yep.
Pass turn. All right. Resource management does its job. Chris, 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Enhance Hammer. All right. Well, got to work for your resource managements.
That's right.
And the long-term game plan is set there as the second fairy energy comes onto the Sylveon. Now I want to find a Professor Kukui and maybe like a Professor's Letter.
Yeah. No, I agree with that play. He'd be able to pull a few good cards out of his deck with that.
Minute and 2 seconds remaining.
Does have that prize option available to him. It's just, how do you get through all these Pokemon? You don't.
When there's a will, there's a way, Kyle. I'm telling you. We're going to see the miracle of all miracles happen in the next 45 seconds.
I will leave the desk.
This is my time to shine. All right, here we go. Tord Reklev draws and plays an N. Very reminiscent of game one.
Yep.
Just get the end chain going in the middle of the game. Once you've started to trade away all your poor cards, make sure you can get an end going pretty much every time your opponent magical ribbons. And just resource management your cards back in. Your opponent will eventually run out of resources. And then you can get that big delinquent chain going. And that's 3 cards a turn that your opponent loses. I mean, you can magical ribbon all you want, but your deck is going to be thinning out before you know it.
Yep, it's very hard to keep Kukui when it keeps getting shuffled back into your deck. Chris is really hoping that eventually one of these times he gets lucky and just has it. But every turn that he has the magical ribbon, Tord is just putting really good cards back in his deck.
And look at what he's getting rid of. He's getting rid of these cards that just don't matter.
Yeah.
And Parallel City does come down just so he never has to draw it again. And we're down to no time left on the clock. So now Chris is only going to have 2 turns to pull off 6 prizes.
Secret strategy time engaged. Nope.
All right. It was a battle that was well fought, but Tord wins nonetheless. Tord's world, we're just living in it.
That's right.
Oh, man. This man is just a well-oiled machine. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, that puts him at 6-0-1. One more game, one more match for him. If he is able to win that, then that's going to put himself right into day 2, and that's what he does.
So we actually did get to see, though, that this was actually more of a matchup advantage than anything else.
Yeah.
The truth is, Tord not only played it fantastically, he really did, and he showed us a masterclass of what it's like to play against decks like these fringe decks like Sylveon. But beyond that, he had the help of just being paired against the right deck.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that matchup is losable. It definitely can happen. There are ways that if you don't plan it out correctly, if you're not using resource management in an appropriate way, if you're just grabbing whatever card you feel like, you're not going to be able to set up to the way that Tord did. But Tord did exactly what he needed to do, made sure that every turn that he was attacking was a turn that he was not threatened, and he was able to put down enough pressure so that Chris just felt like the only way that he was able to get a tie or a win out of that scenario was to scoop.
Yeah. For those of you that were tuning in from the main stage and you guys only got to catch the second, the last half of the second game, game 1 was just fantastically played by Tord. The truth is that lesser players definitely could have lost that game, but he put himself into a spot where he really just couldn't lose.
Yeah. He did everything he needed to. Didn't even have the Mew. The Mew is an easy way for that matchup to turn into 100%, and instead he worked the 99 just fine.
You know, we've seen this deck out of the European contingent now multiple times throughout the day, and it seems like it's just strong.
Good. Yeah,
you know,
I like good.
Solid, good. No, it's great, man. This deck is just showing why these guys are really ahead of the game. And how do you feel it's a position to go going into day 2?
I mean, they figured out the formula once again. It's always, what do I play with Zoroark? They did it with Golisopod. They did it with Gardevoir. And then they just took away everything and did it with trainer cards. So he has figured it out once again. I can't wait to hear from him how that matchup felt.
Yeah, me neither. As it's always interesting to dive into the mind of the best players in the world, and of course Tord is absolutely one of the best players in the world, and I definitely want to see that interview right now.
We don't have that just yet for you guys. Tord is getting ready for us still, but I'm pretty excited to hear from him. I mean, he's been at this stage how many times now? And he just continues to do it over and over again.